G'day guys, I've going to get onto my next stamp album. This is my first part of my Australian album. There's no kangaroos or KGV in that. That's in my first couple of videos. And there will be no 1929 MR. I've specialised and created its own album. So what we do, we'll start going through part one. So I've done a few shorts so far to sort of get a bit of interest. And people can, I think sometimes shorts, it's great to have a look at one or two stamps at once, but I'll go through it all. These are early KGV. And there's one of my favorite stamps, 60 Maroon Kookaburra. Now, I do know that it's also advertised as claret. It just depends what album or what stamp catalogue you look at. I love picking these up. I love seeing people on eBay sell these cheaply, and they're just a beautiful stamp. And if you have a look at them, there's different colours, different shadings. So I'll get a little bit closer on that. You can see there's different, like those two there, different. Again, different. Nice cancel on that one there, the exchange. These here are very nice. Canberra, mint unhinged. I think I might also have a first day of issue one here. This is cancelled to order, cancelled order. When I say cancel order, what it means is someone goes in to buy mint unhinged stamps, but they want a used version, and they get them to stamp it there on the counter. So you've got all the gum on the back. So that's cancelled to order. These are used, so it's been on an envelope and travelled somewhere, which I think is very nice. And then we got OS, which is official service. So the government in the day didn't want to pay full price for stamps because they owned the post office. So they grabbed stamps that probably were imperfect. These looks pretty good, but a lot of the early kangaroos and KGVs are offside or whatever. They give it to the government and they'd use it. And this here, if you look closely, 9th of May 1927, it's the first day of issue. So that's amazing, finding a first day of issue stamp. I just clicked this one day. I think it's just replica, but I really like the plain on there. There's a booklet, $180 worth. I bought that quite a few years ago. It was a lot cheaper. There's a block multiple. I think sometimes you just want to get a few other different things. All right, this is the flag unmasked. So it's something is different. Let's have a look and see if we can go in. I think it's just that top one there. Can anyone see that? I'll get this in here. This one here, it's got a little flag on top. There's a little imperfection, looks like a flag on top. Makes it $70. Block of 4, official service. And again, I found another one. Flag, half mast, quite nice. Here's my 3D kookaburras for the exhibition. Mint unhinged, mint very lightly hinged. Again, look at the colours. See that one on the far right? It's darker. Cancelled to order. Used. Look at that used one. That is perfect. These are quite nice as well. Official service. Cancel to order. Can't find a used anywhere. Still looking. Here's a nice horizontal from a block. Here is a miniature sheet. They come in blocks of 4 attached together. That, some used ones, see the red cancel on there. So these miniature blocks on the day, I've been told they have a blue cancel, a red cancel, and also a green cancel. I haven't got the green cancel. Look at the red cancel, $450, $475. I got them a lot cheaper, but very hard to come by. Here we go. We got the Centenary of West Australia. It's a beautiful stamp, mint unhinged. There's a re-entry, swan neck and T. So I'll point this out, pointing this out in my short as well. So the re-entry will be, it's not that one, it'll be in there. And then the T is doubled up, see that? It's nice, there's only on one and not the other. Nice stamp. Look at that, I love that plain stamp that was used. Plain cancel on the stamp. Cardinia, South Australia, soft on the nose. Another re-entry and T. So have a look at the neck, just at the beginning of the neck, and then straight above that on the T. Look at that. Canterbury, beautiful, soft on the nose. Now, fine hairline neck, hardest things in the world to see, honestly. Kills you. There's a line that goes right across, but you need a magnifying glass. Trust me, it's there. I can't get in any closer to this to see it. Oh, there you go. You can just see it on the left hand side of the neck, right along there. That's what you're looking for anyway, if you find it. Just try and focus back in. Another plain cancel, it's quite nice. They're a bit rough, those cancels. But again, fine hairline neck, so we're $25 each. You're not going to leave them in your spares album. You just leave them here. Official service. Cancel to order. And there's no used, but I found another. I think this is probably from a local government, and that was used, so I've placed that in there. There we go, rare soft on the nose, postmark. It's a railway. Block of 4. Block of 4. This is quite nice. It's Busselton, it's where my parents live. Boyerbrook, one of my mates. He's now a journalist. He was a journalist in Japan for quite a while, but he went to school in Boyerbrook. Block of 6. Some singles. Oh, yeah, what's this one? Hairline neck swan. So if you have eagle eyes or Superman eyes, you'll be able to see the line across there. Just made it the block worth more. And that's it. You go along to stamp shows or go along on eBay and you scan in and you hope you can see the lines or the double necks or whatever, and you go, oh, they're selling them for $5 or $10. I'll take that because it's worth twice as much. That's the beauty about catalogs, specialized catalogs. They'll tell you all these things. Here's our Sturt. Mint unhinged, cancel to order, used, official service. Look at that, official service used, cancelled order, re-entry, mint. I'd have to have a look what the re-entry is. I haven't looked through this album for quite a while. I'll look it up and then I'll do a short and put it up for everyone to check it out. Mint unhinged, mint very lightly hinged, cancelled order, quite nice looking stamp, used. There you go, something's deformed on that. I'll have to have a look at that. Mint unhinged, cancelled order, used OS, it's just a space waiting for one to turn up. And then we've got a re-entry white dot 3D. I'll have to find exactly what that is and do a video on these specialized stamps. And then when you get sheets, so they have sheet numbers, so they'll have a template, they'll print the sheets out, and they'll go template 1, or plates they call them, so plates 1 to 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so I've got one stamp from each plate, proven by the number. In on each re-entry, another re-entry. So yeah, so you get a normal collection, and then people just get a bit carried away like myself. You want one of everything. Kingsford Smith, quite very nice sort of stamps these are. I'll try and turn these lights away. I'm going to get some better lighting in here. That's nice. Plane dropping mail bag. Alright, so can we see that? There we go. See that little dot coming from the bag? I'll move that there. It's right there. Looks quite nice. That's a $150 stamp, and I didn't pay anything like that. I would have paid $10, and I knew what I was looking for. That's what you got to do. Look at that, sucked on the nose. So it's pretty hard when you, you know, I've put all these prices and anything that's wrong with the stamp down. So if I ever pass away, my family knows what, you know, what they are. There's extra islands. So I think the extra islands are off to the side here. I'd have to look that up again. But what's that? $150 stamp. And again, it would have cost me $20. Official service, cancel to order. Now these, I wouldn't have them mint because so many people, they just, you know, forge these so much. So it's just not worth trying to spend the big money on these stamps. Unless you get it from a reputable dealer, but then trying to resell them again and proving that they're not fake, it'd be just so hard. These are beautiful, $40 each. Absolutely gorgeous stamp. But I prefer them used. Postally used. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Socked on the nose. And again, can't help myself buy those when I see them. That's a grey brown. So again, you got different colours. Dull brown, grey brown. It's really the eye of the beholder defining these colours. I've got the colour sheets, but very hard. Official service. I've had these for quite a few years. I love these things, $50 each. Only like 34,000 of these stamps came out, and they weren't just used by governments. If you read it in the catalogue, they release them to the general public as well. Look at that, cans. They're just beautiful used. And they're still $45 used. This is my favourite stamp. One of my many favourites. Awesome stamp. I just got $45 on it, but have to be worth more. Look at that with the selvage and the postmark. Looks just beautiful. Bought it off eBay. There's a block of 3. And many years ago, I hit up a dealer. I mean, once I read all about it and how many of these were released and how they were released to the public, I just bought as many as I could find, but they never really went up that much in value. John Ash. Oh, and a free English penny, red. Someone sent me that when I bought a stamp, and I just stuck it in there thinking that was so kind. Again, plate numbers 2, 5, 7, block of 4, plate 2, plate 4. This is a country town I used to live in. We used to sell homemade pies in Kirrip, West Australia. Small little place. I collected stamps a lot there. 5, plate 5, plate 2. Oh, these are the large lyrebirds. Look at that, mid on inch, $125. Couple of those. Now just know that these are all catalogue prices. Don't think I've spent that much on each of them. Some I might have, if I really needed a stamp to fill a hole. That's dark green. See that? Like it's light, and this one's darker. It's amazing. This is a yellow sheet green. So there's a different version of it. So if you have a look how light that is, and then we'll go back up. It's dark, really light. And you got them used as well. Then you got them OS. So this is my first major stamp, my first expensive stamp I ever bought from a dealer. I must have been 18, 19. I really lashed out. I paid $90 for it. Beautiful. That one there, look, it's off center. I don't know if the O and the S looks a little bit too far apart. Cancel to order. Some used ones, always pick these up used. But again, you know, people report that they're being forged, so you stay away from them now. Look at that, socked on the nose. And there's a couple of state stamps. There we go, we've got a breach. 2D, cancel to order. I've just placed these, I've got sheets and I've placed them in sheets. I have like folders and binders to keep all the humidity out so they don't go off the stamps, because they can do that and go toning. I read a story once that binders, you know, preserve your stamps, so everyone should be using binders over the albums. And what I mean by that is, I'll just grab the binder to show you. This is the binder that the album goes into. Costs another 30-40 bucks, but you want to look after your stamps. It's a type B stamp, so it's type A, type B. Nice cancel. Oh, look at that. Nice plane. That's the letterpress. Letterpress. It's a different stamp again. Canberra. When you look for these, every time you pick up an album, you want to be looking for the 5 shilling breach, because they're worth the most, and you always find they're missing, as well as all the high value kangaroos. And sometimes the KGVs don't have the mint versions of the high value ones. They're nice. Oh, look at that. 5 shilling, $550. That's only mint, not mint unhinged. But I also got a cancel to order. And then I thought, why not? Let's get it used. Absolutely beautiful. A bit damaged on the stamp, but hey, it was on a parcel. You got your official service. Mint. Cancel to order. Postally used, which is nice. Look at that, Fremantle. Quite nice as well. That's a damaged stamp, way down the bottom. These are quite nice. These kookaburras, 6D. Mint an inch, full gum. What was that? Yeah. Oh, cancel to order, full gum. Postally used, only a $4 stamp. You pick these up for $4, like you can get them for $1 each. But what you need to look for is this one, a break above AL. So if you have a look above the AL, there should be a break in the frame. Probably, oh, there it is right there. Can you see the break? I think you can probably see it clearer on this one. That's a lot clearer. And then that one, and you can't see it, or you can see it through it, but it's just a bit hard on the phone. How much is that? $150, $175. So the used ones are $150. So $1 stamp, you look through them and you go, oh, look at that. Pay $1 at the dealer $1, and you got yourself a $150 stamp. It's quite nice. There we go. Centenary of Victoria. Quite nice. There's a story about this that I think I was seduced even more by stamps because I found this one in a stamp pack in a news agency. Must have been 13, 14. Absolutely gorgeous when I saw it. I thought, oh, I love that. One day I'll get that mint. And there's different perforations. When I say perforations are these on the outside, the size of them. And you'll use like a card like this to work out. You put the stamp on top to work out what size perforations you got. This is 10.5. I'll do a video later on how to do that. And then you realise that this stamp came out in 2 perforation sizes. So you got 11.5 as well. So then you've got to go buy those stamps. And then you just collect a few of them. Quite nice. It's $80 stamp, that. Oh, I'll probably highlight the fact that this one here, look how white that is. Isn't that insane? Compared to that one. It's just iridescent. I have no idea why that is. I've never seen it before, so I bought it. Sometimes when you see something, you just got to do it. The White Hills. This is John MacArthur, Captain John MacArthur. Used white hills, dark hills. What do they mean when they say that? Just look at the hills. It's dark. That one up there is white. And I just got carried away. Look at this stamp, Toowoomba. Beautiful. Another one's nice. You got the blues. You got purple. And you just pick up collections, and I just put them in here because they're just so nice. I think that page, if you have a look at it, just looks spectacular. Overkill, but spectacular. Here we go, another one. That really doesn't really interest me. This stamp has got some different, don't appeal to me as some of the older ones. Nice stamp, a lot of variations. You've got the chalk, you've got the thin. And I'll have to do another video and pull them out and show you what that looks like on the back. These are quite nice. I got seduced by this one here. Quite nice, this black one. Sexy looking stamp. It's quite nice. Silver Jubilee, King George. Sometimes you can find, there's just lots of versions of this. Like you can find lots of faults. I started looking at them, but there's like specs and this and that. And I thought, wait until I retire to do all that. And now that I've retired, it's like, oh. There we go. There's more. That's nice. Connecting line. Type A. Type B. No line. Now I'll have to go through that. There's one with it's type A. It's got a connecting line. It's down the bottom there. It's just hard to look at. You got type B. This is what happens when you get a specialist catalogue. And I'll just show you the specialist catalogue. Oh, it's not the one, but this is what it looks like. Australian Commonwealth Specialist Catalogue. This is King George Specialist Catalogue, nice and thick. But you get it, there's about 10 or 15 different catalogues that you can use. And you'll look through them and you'll find variations. So you start off with a normal catalogue, find those stamps, and then you'll go, oh, I want a specialist catalogue now, and find more of the same stamps. So I don't collect all around the world, I collect Australia. But I like all the different variations on those Australian stamps. It just increases your search, because once you do the first search, like, you know, you go around and you find all the used versions and you think, oh, I want it mint unhinged, or mint versions. I want cancel to order, and I want mint unhinged. And then you're like, what else is it of that stamp to find? And then you find, oh, this has got a fault, or that's got a fault. So you do that as well. There we go. Man with tail. It's a very popular stamp. So far right man. Can we get in there? Just around there. I'm just going to try. Just there, his tail. It's like on the end of his sword. Just turns a very cheap stamp into an expensive stamp. $1 to $100. There we go. Nice, some blocks I found. There's a re-entry. I'll have to get into that and show you what that is. Plate 4, type A. And these are just some blocks I found. I started collecting blocks and I thought, oh, I'm just getting carried away now. And I stopped collecting them. Oh, this one here. My God, the bane of my existence was these are the different variations. You've got die 1, TA is joined. Then you've got the white wattles. Then you've got die 1A, the T's got a like a slant on the bottom of it. You've got die 2, and then die 2 thin, and then die 3 normal. So then I found one of each. And then you start collecting more and more and more. And I just filled up the whole page. Very hard to find at first, but then you get carried away with it and you go, oh, quite easy. You become a bit of a professional looking for them. Look at that, the white wattles. It's just the wattles a bit more blurry. And I haven't filled in all the prices for these, for the robes. I spent a bit of time just trying to, just recently got this £1. I think this could be either thick or thin, because this comes in thick paper, and this is probably the thin paper. Yeah, this is the thin paper. So I was missing this one for quite a while. I only recently bought that. I had to pay some money for it too, unfortunately, but I had the used versions, I just didn't have the mint. But set up to find write the prices and years and that down. Here's some leftovers, and again got these all set up ready to go, some prices, but these all come with different variations as well, so I need to sit down with a magnifying glass and a specialist catalogue and work out what I've got. These are quite nice. Coat of arms, I brought these forward in the collection. There's a whole heap of stuff I've cut out of the collection that I'm not that interested in. These are the stamps I really like, but we'll go through the rest later. It's in part 2. I've also got the £2 with a mark down the bottom of the 2, but that's somewhere else. I've got the specimens. People couldn't afford to buy these mint. So what they do in the day is like, I mean, that was a lot of money back in the day, £2. So they'd go, stamp collector go, oh, we'll get the specimens because the post office would offer them cheaper to put in your collection. There's the thin paper. Love this stamp. Beautiful. Northern Territory, cattle industry. There's 2 variations of that stamp as well. These are quite nice as well. Didn't have these for a long time. It's been 20 years ago I got these, but as a kid I was always jealous of my grandfather's collection, going, wow, look at he's got. Especially when I saw these, I was just amazed when he had a £1 and £2. It was funny, when he passed away, I didn't even get his collection. I went to his eldest son, and always looked up to him, thinking he had the greatest collection of all, but he inspired me to build a better collection, so it wasn't much of a worry in the end when I didn't get it. It was like, wow. With his inspiration, I was able to go off and rebuild my own collection. And I think that's the big thing, you know, like as you can see, these are all different variations as well. I'll just have to take another video later and outline the prices. These numbers 4 3/4 by 14 and things like that, that's the perforations. So it'll be 14 3/4 down one side, then 14 at the top, same. So they're all different, so you need to find each of these stamps, and then, you know, mint and used. But what I was saying is, what you want to do is build your own collection. If you buy a whole collection, you really haven't put any work into it, but I've put all the work into this collection, so it means so much more to me. Whereas if I got given a collection, oh, nice collection, you want to look through it, but it doesn't mean that much. I don't mind buying collections from auctions, but you want to remove from those collections what you need to fill into your collection to make your collection better, and then you sell off the rest. I don't think any collector would buy someone else's collection and go, this is what I built. And again, these come in different dies. They're getting smaller again now. It's quite a nice stamp, that one. Couple of blocks. Yep, a couple leftover bits and pieces. Yeah, found a few blocks, thought, yeah, that'd be great, but I'm not going to keep on doing that. It'll just fill up space for no reason. And I think there's a couple of, yeah, a white spot over the 2. So if we have a look here, there's a spot there. What's that? Nick and circle, top right. Oh yeah, there's a nick up the top there. So you've got little faults in the normal ones. That's it. Thank you very much, guys, for letting me share my collection with you. Hopefully I can share it again another year when I've got it all filled out with all the details to it. Thank you very much.